Good morning. This is Luckless Lovelocks with the first edition of Wake Up with Luckless. Why am I wearing a bathrobe? Because I just woke up. Why is my hair messy? Because I just woke up. I've got my Game of Thrones Baratheon stein full of coffee. And my ham and cheese croissant. And I'm going to talk about some gaming news. I'm going to read through it and comment on it while I'm eating and drinking my coffee. I don't know if this will be entertaining at all, but I don't care. I'm doing it. Play some music in the background, I think. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna make this really big. Okay. No. This. Tab. There we go. Sorry, I'm just doing this for the first time, so I'm trying shit out. Wonder if you can see that well enough. So, what websites do I go to? I like PC Gamer. Start there. Game Dragon Age. Comments on that. Massive Chalice. Don't really know much about that game. The Cow Queen and her secret level comes to Diablo 3. There was a hidden cow level in Diablo 2 accessible through means which I've long since forgotten, filled with deadly herds of hell bovines, literally bipedal cows with spears ruled by the Cow King. Purely a novelty though, also a good place to hit up for experience. So it's making it to Diablo 3. There was a cow level in Diablo 3. Oh no, there was the rainbow level, right? However, for sake of caution, I also advise players to avoid the wilds of Sanctuary from today until the evening of May 21st. Not enter any strange portals. Doing so, or could... Oh god. That's cheesy. Could be potentially hazardous to your health. Make this a bit bigger. There we go. Anyone who claims otherwise is full of... Okay, this enough of this post. It's just stupid. It's cheesy. Too cheesy. I'm cheesy, and that's too cheesy for me. This I'm disappointed by. I really liked Silent Hill, and I think it was Silent Hill 2 was probably the game I liked best from the series. I think I only played the first two. And I've heard this PT game was really cool. I started actually watching it on YouTube. I never finished it off, but I started watching it. And it looks really awesome. It's freaking me out just watching it on YouTube. And I'm a bit disappointed this game got cancelled. Maybe it'll be picked up by someone else, who knows. But I like to see that Del Toro is calling them out on it. Are annual releases of AAA games bad for gaming? I think, in my opinion, I'd say I can talk about myself. It's affected me in the sense that I kind of stopped playing the Battlefield games after Battlefield 3. I played a lot of Battlefield 3. And then they just started releasing them every year, and I was kind of like, well, it's not that much different from the previous year. In fact, in some cases, it's even worse. So I'm just not going to play it anymore, and I'll wait a few years anyways to buy like a better iteration. So I guess in that sense, it hasn't really affected me, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to go back to that game just because I got burnt out with playing, you know, iteration after iteration. I thought the Bad Company 2 was the best in that series. I love the destructible environments in that game. And I probably wouldn't buy another one until they come up with a another Bad Company version. But I don't play Assassin's Creed. I stopped playing Call of Duty because I started playing Battlefield, and I thought the game was much better, a lot deeper. So I guess, yeah. I guess I would say it's bad for gaming because it just, like this guy says, it oversaturates the gaming market with unfinished and unoriginal games, warping the perception of gaming as a whole. I'd agree with that. What's this guy saying? No one has to buy annual AAA games, but they do by the millions, which seems to indicate they're happy with them. Yeah. For me, I'd say it's bad, but for most people, I think it's fine. So it's probably overall good for gaming. Oh cool, let's take a look at this. Free games of the week. I always like checking this out. Gifted Dear, Terrible Choice, Island Explorer. Okay. Rain, House, Eternity. The Kitty Horror Show. Kitty Horror Show's latest first-person explore map takes you to rain-slicked valley, and eventually to a haunted. Hold on a second. Okay, I've got Canadian Bacon wants to join in.
Connected.
Hey man, what's up? Hello.
Kanbakken moved to Hogwarts. Kanbakken entered channel.
What the fuck are you doing? Okay, I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, there we go, yeah.
That game leaves me so cold, man.
What, Skyrim?
Skyrim, yeah.
Leaves you so cold? Oh god.
Well, wasn't a pun.
It was
No,
it was an unintentional
I
pun.
didn't mean it. Unintentional pun. Just
Okay.
like I was like, oh my god. Like I went through the little intro area,
Yeah.
and to the point where they cut your thing off and you go and like they open the chest and get some weapons or shit. I was like, oh my god, I'm not doing this. It's zero interest.
I
Yeah,
like
weird. The intro, like the opening, it's like all scripted, right? All you can do is move your head.
Yeah.
But like the fucking first off, like the horse got stuck in the ground and started stretching, and then the cart couldn't make it to the castle. And the second time we started tumbling in the air. Something was all weird. But then,
Okay, that is weird. So what do you think? I was just reading a story about, not a story, but like kind of an opinion piece about
you?
yearly annual releases of AAA games. Do you think that's bad for gaming or good for gaming?
That's just like a tale as old as time.
So what's your opinion while I eat my croissant?
Well, I think it's bad. Well, it's not bad. I mean, I don't care if people... I don't think it takes resources away from anything. Frankly, I think the resources go where. Nice, nice. like your house coat. I mean, I don't think it results in good games, but I don't think it has a negative effect. Because I mean, they're not going to spend that money on something new, on new IP and shit.
Well, no, you raise an interesting point because it does take resources away, like from creating something new and original, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think they'd spend the money they do on that on new IP more often. I think they still do it because I guess eventually the well runs dry for these big games, so they have to start something new every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they would spend all the money they're spending on like Assassin's Creed 10 or whatever on. Like if there's only one Assassin's Creed, there would not be 900 new IPs with that much money behind them.
Yeah, but like the really amazingly successful games, aren't they? I guess they aren't. I was going to say, aren't they usually based on some original IP? But that's not really true. Like it's always the Call of Duty, next Call of Duty iteration that like is the biggest seller of the year. I'm curious, actually. I want to see what the biggest sellers of the year are for every year.
Do by income. There's something interesting. It was on NeoGAF or something, and they had it by how much, like by revenue, not by just number of sales. I'll try looking it up.
It's the best-selling video games.
Like I think Watch Dogs, for example, will be now well, not quite annualized because it's a little maybe more difficult to do. But
okay, so in 2013,
yeah.
This is games across all platforms that have sold at least 15 million copies. We've got the top one is Grand Theft Auto 5, but that's not like that's not like a yearly release, right? You could say, like when did GTA 4 come out? 2008. So like, you can almost say that's a totally unique game, right? Like,
yes. It's kind of its own thing. There's nothing that follows the same line as GTA 5.
Mm-hmm. So you've got, also in 2013, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 24 million. And then Call of Duty Ghosts, 19 million. Sorry. 2012 is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 24.2 million. Call of Duty Ghosts was 19 million, so it's number 2 in 2013. So it's like number 1 in 2012 and number 2 in 2013. It's one of those like annually serialized games.
Yeah, and I mean every time there's a new Call of Duty, they say, oh, it's this is where it's gonna start going down.
So yeah, it's like all the top games are actually sequels, except for 2010. You get Connected Ventures, sold 24 million. Wasn't that bundled with the Kinect though?
It might have been one of those situations. And this is number, right? Not
revenue.
Not revenue. Oh, Grand Theft Auto was 2013. Crazy.
Yeah,
But I mean, you gotta say, like, even what you call the Watch Dogs. Is that on there? Was that 2013?
Watch Dogs isn't here for copies sold.
I see. Anyway,
it's across all platforms too, right?
Yeah. Watch Dogs, like, even though maybe the first game was not, it did very well, but I don't think it wasn't like, at that top 2% or whatever of games.
It wasn't like Call of Duty level.
But I mean, they made that, and they made the initial investment. I think going forward with that initial sort of seed of people who played it and get hyped on it, even though it was kind of ended up being disappointing in a lot of people's eyes. I think that to account for that, so they'll make more money. Like they'll make the money back that they got on that they spent on the first one, more so in the future.
Right. It's like R&D almost, the first ones, right? Like it's like they put a bunch of money into the first one and then they recoup a lot of that with the sequels.
Yeah, and the sequels are, I'm sure, like fucking Ubisoft, and like their games are so fucking similar to each other. And
yeah, that's true. Like
towers and the fucking mini map covered with things to do that are all boring.
So I guess my question is, like, let's say they didn't release a yearly version of Call of Duty, and instead they put that effort into some new IP. Do you think that new IP would sell 24.2 million? 19
I know.
million.
I mean, like Titanfall, right? Like that was from the people who did Call of Duty, and it did okay. And then I think going forward, the sequels will, time will tell. But
Do you think they'll
Titanfall 2 will do better?
Right. So the sequels are actually selling more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
Black
Some
Ops sold
people on it,
actually
yeah.
Black Ops sold 26.2 million. Black
What
Ops
they
2
now?
sold 24.2 million. So looks like over time sales are going down.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the first one a little bit, then you're more likely to just go, oh, I'll try the next one, and then they promise, because I'm sure they look at all the criticism and then they just promise away all those problems.
So I guess
yeah, it'll be this, it'll be that, and then
right.
trick us again the next time. It's like fucking politics. Just tell them what they want to hear and do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess would you agree with the statement it's good like for gaming's bottom line, but bad for gaming creatively, I guess?
Well, I think games are a bit different than movies in this respect. The movies are it's kind of a higher cost to entry, I think. Whereas you're a bit limited by what kind of game you can make, but you're not that limited. I mean, you can make 3D shooters, and they're not as cost intensive as making like a new movie. Even though you can do indie movies as well, but so I think that it doesn't matter so much that there isn't a lot of money for new IP or new games, because people make them anyway. Within the confine, like you spend more money on a game, you can get some cool stuff, but like the ambient shit, like GTA 5 for example, it's pretty neat that it's huge and then everywhere you go is super detailed as well. But I don't think you really need that for a good game, because good games are generally good gameplay. Just what you did think up.
Yeah, like I'm playing that Dark Echo game, which has like literally like no assets basically. Like there's no. It's like two people basically developed it, I think, in Vancouver, and it's like sometimes it's just as much fun as GTA is. Like,
and think about it. There's more than enough games to play. Like there like way back there, like in the early '90s, it's kind of like you had to really wait for games to come out and that you were interested in. But now it's like, as far as being interested in it, there's tons of games that come out all the time. There's more than, especially because we're older, we have busier lives. There's less time to do it, even though I spend quite a bit of the weekend playing games, shamefully. But there's less time anyway, and I'm less likely to want to.
but that's a good point. So like, let's say, so basically people keep going back to the same game, right? If they like Call of Duty, they're going to buy Call of Duty every year and they'll play the shit out of it, right? So they're less likely to go and play some like Dark Echo style game, right? Because they have no idea what to expect. So therefore, that game doesn't get noticed, and some new kind of like gameplay, some new, what's the word I'm looking for? Some new concept. Some new concept doesn't get recognized, and therefore does
wait,
not.
the word you're looking for is Andrew Erdega's game.
Gameplay mechanic. Doesn't get discovered, and therefore doesn't get kind of noticed, and is lost, right? Because some other company that wants to build a game that's like that will look at it and say, "Oh, this was not successful, so let's not fund this game." So, like in that sense, that's where I come back to saying it's kind of bad for gaming artistically, because people just keep playing the same game over and over and over again.
Well, some people do, but it doesn't stop. Like
the mainstream does, right?
Yes, but that doesn't stop people from making
unique games.
Like music. I mean, if you fucking, I don't know, it's not impossible obviously, but if you just capped what people can make being professional musicians, not that you should do that, but music would not die. Like if stealing music was 100% universal, people would still make music. It's not something that people do solely for. I mean, if you stop,
you're saying if you could not, if
stop
if
paying
no one
people to pick up garbage will stop being picked up. If you stop paying people to make music, people
will
still make music and games, I believe.
Yeah,
less so games, but because it's. But I think people still make them for fun.
So why do you think they'd be less likely to make games? Because it takes more effort?
There's a little more like of a commitment you have to make. I mean, picking up garbage, I guess, is a commitment too, but
that's a serious commitment, man. I wouldn't do that.
Like making music is more something you can do solo, even though you can make games solo.
You can make games solo, but I think
true. But I think
it's funny. Like I want to say that making games. I don't play any instruments. I mean, I play the fucking I played an instrument in like high school or something.
Didn't you pick up the skin flute not long ago?
I picked up your skin flute. I was gonna say that it's easier to make or harder to make